Hello, good evening. It's 5 p.m. Welcome to 505. Coming up tonight, Accra High Court gives the former NSB Director General Kwame Okyere Jnr and his wife Angela J. Boateng until August 17 to secure lawyers for their trial or personally cross-examine the fourth prosecution witness. As that happens, the Office of the Attorney General has opposed Chairman Owuntumi's application for bail pending appeal, arguing that the ground of his appeal do not demonstrate a reasonable chance of success. Meanwhile, Deputy Attorney General Justice Shamsai dismisses claims of selective justice over vacation court sittings, accusing lawyers of using objections and adjournment requests to delay cases.
Lawyers, nowhere in the world do you see lawyers deciding when a court should sit. What matters is that the head of the judiciary has given warrants for a number of judges, I think 10 or more judges, to sit across the country to take care of cases. Now, this is a thing. A vacation judge has his or her own courts to administer.
Well, meanwhile, but former Attorney General Joseph Benka says the decision by specialized high courts to continue substantive criminal trials during Ghana's legal vacation is a departure from the country's traditional practice.
So while we await that, the Honorable Court was right in its wisdom to say that until a determination is made by the CJ rejecting or accepting the request to adjourn to October, he's going to continue to sit because he has to comply with the directive and warrant that he was given.
Also coming up tonight, a forensic audit uncovers nearly $19.4 million US in irregular proceeds at Ghana's Washington embassy. And later tonight, two prime suspects linked to recent armed attacks on mobile money vendors in Asqua arrested.
We had an emergency meeting yesterday. Our prime suspects have been arrested yesterday by the regional anti-robbery team.
And in business tonight,
Ghana's trade surplus surges to 148.30 billion Ghana cedis.
We have these and more stories plus some interesting analysis to do. Stay with us. This bulletin is coming to you live from our studios here at digital address G0423598, not Laboni, third day work on class 91.3 FM in Accra. We also live on Ho FM 92.5, Hills 91.7 at Daklu, both in the Volta region, Max Empire 96.9 at Bazwa in the Upper East region, Dagbon FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio Power 96 in Spain. We're live on Facebook. Connect with us or join us with a thoughts, comments, and contributions with a hashtag 505, alternatively through our WhatsApp number 0500,000 202. My name is Kwame Okyere Jnr. It's time, it's 505. Welcome. 505 is always brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go Reviews, Scratch for Wayne and Electroland Ghana Limited. Now to the very first story. Deputy Attorney General, Minister for Justice, Justice Shamsai, has rejected allegations of selective justice in the Chief Justice's decision to direct selected courts to sit during the legal vacation. He described the allegation as completely false, insisting that several judges across the country have been designated as vacation judges and are currently conducting cases. His comments come amid a growing dispute between the judiciary and the Ghana Bar Association over the conduct of court proceedings during the legal vacation, which runs from August 1 to September 30. We'll hear from him making these comments at the High Court today, but before his latest remark, Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Bonny rejected calls for the cases involving former Director General of the National Signals Bureau (NSB) Kwame Okyere Jnr. and former Chief Executive Officer of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company Limited Hanan Abdul Wahab to be deferred until after the legal vacation. Speaking at the second quadrennial Delegates Congress at the Senior Staff Association of the Judicial Service today, that's August 11, 2026, Justice Bafo-Bonny said adjournment were matters for the courts and could not be treated as administrative decisions subject to the legal vacation.
To write to the Chief Justice to say that the cases should not be adjourned to the vacation. So I am not coming. I have already made arrangements outside, so I'm not coming. You are a lawyer. You have your clients. If your clients decide to give you leave, well, go on leave. But you cannot say that there's a legal vacation and the judge who is actually sitting cannot do your case. No, that's not it. And then adjournments are not at the instance of the Chief Justice. Adjournment is a judicial act. This is something that is so basic that sometimes when people write that I got a letter saying that I should withdraw the directive and also direct that the cases should be heard in the same time. I said, you went to court and the judge decided that she was granting you.
So that's the Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafo Bonny. Former Attorney General, Minister for Justice Joseph Kwenka has described the decision by Specialized High Court to continue substantive criminal cases during Ghana's ongoing legal vacation as novel. His comment follow the Accra High Court's decision to reject an application by lawyers for 4 accused persons, including former National Petroleum Authority Chief Executive Officer Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, to adjourn proceedings until October.
Well, we had written to the CJ, we petitioned the CJ that we had prior commitments. As a result of the vacation, we anticipated some had commitments here in the country and outside of the country. And we have petitioned the CJ, but there's no reply to that effect yet. So while we await that, the Honorable Court was right in its wisdom to say that until a determination is made by the CJ rejecting or accepting the request to adjourn to October, he's going to continue to sit because he has to comply with the directive and warrant that he was given. And you were in court. Initially, he suggested the 17th, but after we made further applications, it was adjourned to the 18th for us to continue with the CMC. And as I indicated, it is particularly lawyers for A45, A7, and A8 who were absent and had written to the court indicating why they could not attend.
But you petitioned or submitted these petitions last week or so. Do you intend to follow up on the
receiving a positive outcome or a negative outcome? They need to be able to help us know how to plan ourselves for the holidays. If it is rejected, we have other rights that we can exercise, and nothing is being ruled out. But we are of the conviction that the Honorable Chief Justice will exercise his. Well, if you look at the Courts Act, particularly I think it is Section 79, thereabout, it gives him the discretion to take certain decisions for sittings of court, including weekends and holidays and etc. The problem I have, which I have stated without equivocation, is that you realize that there are only 2 specialized courts. And they are the only 2 courts that are sitting during the vacation to hear substantive trials. I think that one thing I've realized is a number of people are getting confused between the substantive hearings and motions. You know that during the holidays, judges do not normally deal with the substantive hearings. It is only motions. So the holiday judges sit to hear motions and urgent applications. But if you look at the 2 specialized courts, they are asked to do normal hearings that we do during the normal period that we are in court, as against the vacation. So if you ask me, it's novel. We've not done that.
So that's a former Attorney General, Minister for Justice Joseph Kwenka. The Deputy Attorney General dismissed the controversy surrounding the Chief Justice's directive, accusing lawyers of using repeated objections and requests for adjournment to delay proceedings. He rejected the suggestions that lawyers can simply decline to practice because the courts are on vacation.
No genuine or real controversy here. The matter is simple. It's been the case that vacation courts are always sitting whenever there is a legal vacation. No one can dispute that simple fact. The claim that it is the lawyers who decide whether they want to have a proceedings in vacation is not founded on any fact. It's not founded on any law. It's not founded on reason, and it is not founded by any rule of practice. Lawyers, nowhere in the world do you see lawyers deciding when a court should sit. What matters is that the head of the judiciary has given warrants for a number of judges, I think 10 or more judges, to sit across the country to take care of cases. Now, this is the thing. A vacation judge has his or her own courts to administer. Okay. Now, when the vacation is over, he is also entitled to go on vacation. That is after October. Now, you make the argument, as the GBA president is making, that a vacation judge is not required to, or cannot hear cases or conduct trial. Then when the vacation is over and he goes on vacation, no other judge can have trial. So basically what the GBA is saying is that for cases that are pending in the courts that have vacation judges, those cases can only conduct trials in January next year. Because in October, when the courts return, these judges who are sitting on vacation would also go on vacation, and no judge can conduct their trial for them. And then after October, November comes the December vacation, which takes us to January, first, second week in January. So you will see that apart from the fact that there is no practice backing what the GBA is saying, it's not supported by law, by any rule of practice. And again, it's also supported by reason that would be positive or advance the cause of justice. So for us, it is a self-imposed understanding of the law, which we do not think should be allowed to prevail. And as the judge said, vacation is, he has the warrant to hear the case and sit in vacation. And if you don't come, he will treat it as if you are not interested in legal representation, and has given directive to the clients to advise themselves. If their lawyers decide that they won't practice, no one can stop them, but he has a case to defend. If on the next agenda date he does not produce, I think the judge has given them 1 week. If they do not produce a lawyer, then they will have to conduct the cross-examination by themselves.
So it basically, in simple terms, you mean that the GBA got it wrong in their state?
Is completely even false. There's no such convention. And even if there is a convention, Order 79 of CI 47 is the order that provides expressly for legal vacation. It's completely false. There are so many judges that are doing vacation courts. And there are other cases that we are conducting, oral cases, which are not in the vacation because those judges in those courts have not been appointed as vacation court. And they've been vacated, the vacation court judges who are not doing any oral cases. So it is false allegation they are making. Secondly, see, this is the thing. If a lawyer has a challenge which will prevent him from conducting a case on any day, what you do is to come to court and tell the court your reason, and the court will understand and grant you adjournment. But to sit at home and in your office and declare that because of legal vacation you have decided that you won't practice law, of course you will decide that you won't practice law, but clearly that does not stop the court from, or the proceedings from going. So for as far as we are concerned, there is no controversy on this matter. It is just an attempt to, as usual, delay cases. Look, while we are doing these cases, you will notice that it's always a fight taking dates. Every day there's one excuse or the other whenever we want to take adjournment. And this is all part of the same trick.
So that's the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Shremsa. Meanwhile, the High Court in Accra has given former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, Kwame Okyere Jnr, and his wife, Angela J. Watson, 6 days to secure legal representation or risk having to personally cross-examine a prosecution witness. The directive was issued today, August 11, 2026, after the two accused persons appeared in court without their lawyers. Justice Francis Apambunu Achibonga, a justice of the Court of Appeal sitting as an additional High Court judge, adjourned the case to August 17 and ordered the accused persons to ensure their lawyers are present on that date. The court warned that failure to secure counsel would not prevent the trial from proceeding. Instead, Edubahin and his wife would be required to personally continue the cross-examination of the fourth prosecution witness. There's reports by my colleague, Mami Abba.
The Accra High Court has today adjourned the trial of former Cybersecurity Authority Director General Kwame Okyere Jnr. and his wife Angela Ajayi-Boateng after their lawyers failed to appear in court today. Now, it appeared that efforts to reach the lawyers had proved difficult, with some reportedly engaged in script marking outside Accra. Now, the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Srimsai, urged the courts for the proceedings to continue, whether the defense counsel were in court or not. And now the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Srimsai, said that the lead counsel for the accused, Samuel Atta-Achian, had written to the Chief Justice, the court registrar, and the Ghana Bar Association, indicating that he would not attend court during the legal vacations. And so he argued that the decision on whether court should sit during legal vacation is with the Chief Justice to make, and not the individual lawyers. And so he said lawyers who have genuine reasons for being absent should apply to the courts for the adjournment. And now the sitting judge, Justice Francis Achibonga, however, noted that the accused person's lawyers were present when the case was previously adjourned to today, August 11, but were absent without providing a reason. And so the court took note of a letter from the Ghana Bar Association to the Chief Justice, raising concerns about court sitting during the legal vacation. And the judge said the letters do not amount to a stay of proceedings, and therefore maintained that the court has been authorized to sit during the legal vacation. And so the court therefore granted the accused person an adjournment to decide on the future of their legal representation, and this is supposed to be done within 6 days. And so the judge warned that if the accused persons appear in court without their lawyers for the next sitting, they would be required to do their cross-examination themselves. And so the case has been adjourned to Monday, August 17, for the cross-examination to continue.
So that's a report by my colleague, court correspondent Mame Aba Brew. Well, we stay a bit longer in court. The Office of the Attorney General has opened the bail application filed by the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Ntwibwe Siako, popularly known as Chairman Wood, to be pending the hearing and determination of the appeal against his conviction and 20-year prison sentence. The state argues that the grounds of appeal filed by Wontumi do not demonstrate a reasonable prospect of success, and that he poses a significant flight risk if released while his appeal is pending. The opposition was contained in affidavit filed by the Attorney General's office today, August 11, 2026, in response to Wontumi's bail application. His lawyers approached the High Court on Friday, August 7, seeking bail pending appeal under Section 96, subsection 1 of the Criminal and Offences Act Procedure, Act 1960, Act 30, and Section 333, subsection 1 of the Court Act 1993, Act 459. The application is rescheduled to be heard on August 19, 2026. This is 505 here on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, across the country and across the world on classfmonline.com. Away from the court, a forensic audit has uncovered nearly $19.4 million in irregular proceeds allegedly generated from visa and passport services at Ghana's embassy in Washington in the United States of America over a 6-year period. The Auditor General's findings indicates that thousands of applicants were charged additional fees through a system embedded in the embassy's visa and passport application processes. Applicants were required to complete their forms online, pay official service fee, and in some cases make additional payments for the return of their documents by mail. However, the audit found that some applicants were redirected to a separate system that imposed extra charges, with the proceeds eventually amounting to nearly $19.4 million. The findings also review complaints from applicants over delays in receiving their passport and other documents, and with some waiting for several months. There's more in this report.
A forensic audit into the operations of Ghana's embassy in Washington has uncovered nearly $19.4 million in irregular proceeds from visa and passport services over a 6-year period. The audit by the Auditor General found that thousands of applicants who applied for visas and passports through the embassy were subjected to additional charges through a separate system embedded in the application process. Applicants were required to complete forms online, pay the approved services, and in some cases, make additional payments to have their documents returned by mail. However, the audit found that some applicants were redirected to another system where they were charged extra fees, generating nearly $19.4 million in proceeds, classified by the Auditor General as irregular. The findings also point to complaints over delays in receiving passports and other documents, with some applicants reportedly waiting for months while others never received their documents. The development follows concerns that led to the temporary closure of Ghana's embassy in Washington in 2025 after U.S. authorities and Ghanaian officials were alerted to irregularities in the mission's operations. The concerns included delays in processing application, missing documents, and unclear fee structures, prompting investigations into the embassy's operations.
And that's the News Desk reports. Asukwa Municipal Chief Executive has confirmed the arrest of 2 prime suspects linked to a series of armed attacks on mobile money vendors in the municipality. The suspects were arrested by Ashanti Regional Police Command's anti-robbery team in collaboration with the municipal and divisional police commands following intelligence-led operations. They are believed to be behind recent robbery attacks targeting mobile money vendors around Kasi and Ahinsan Estate. The arrests follow growing security concerns in the municipality, prompting the Municipal Security Council to hold emergency meetings and intensify police patrols in vulnerable areas. Speaking to Clash News, Municipal Chief Executive for Asukwa assured residents and business operators that the security situation is under control and they can go about their normal activities without fear.
Security issue, we had issues with insecurity with some of the areas. We recorded some few pickups, that's the MTN mobile money sellers around, one at Kase, one at Ahinsan Estate. And then the Municipal Security Council met last week Tuesday, and then we had an emergency meeting yesterday. Our prime suspects have been arrested yesterday by the regional anti-robbery team with the help of the municipal police commander and then the district, that's the divisional police commander. They have already arrested him. So we are waiting for the Ghana police in Ashanti region to address on that. But already our 2 prime suspects have been arrested on those 2 key issues. So this means after the evacuation of Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly at South Market area, most of these people are spread around across the greater Kumasi. This is why we were recording some of these issues. But once the police are on the grounds intensifying patrol and other things, as the municipal head of security too, have intensified a lot of things so that we can bring in. It's not all about security. We have to bring them out, but these are the key ones which the general public need to know. So I want to tell them now, as quite stable now, you can move to your business and other things. Everything is okay here. We thank God that the police have worked to this level, and we thank them for bringing those our 2 prime suspects to book.
So that's the Asukwa Municipal Chief Executive. Well, the District Assembly Common Fund is calling for reforms to make Ghana's local authority more financially independent and responsive to citizens. Administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund, Honorable Michael Harry Yamsing, made the call on the second day of the National Dialogue on Decentralization and Responsive Governance, where he outlined 6 proposals to strengthen local governance. He said despite funding support in the 261 metropolitan municipal and district assemblies, challenges in accountability, capacity and response and resource mobilization continue to affect local development.
Vision of Article 240. And I would rather this dialogue judge me years from now against the larger standard than against the 9-year program document. So let me begin with the moment we are in. 18 years ago, this initiative began life as a district development facility. It has since evolved into a sophisticated program-based grant system serving all 261 local government authorities. And today, the District Assembly's Common Fund disburses from the DPAT an allocation of 834 million, 504 million of it from the District Assembly's Common Fund, 252 million from the German Development Bank, KfW, and 78 million from the Swiss Secretariat for Economic Affairs. That is remarkable national and international vote of confidence in our system. And yet, not one of our 261 local government authorities has achieved genuine fiscal autonomy. 18 years on, the DACF program itself still needs transformation. I said this plainly in our proposal before this dialogue, and I'll say it again here, because it is the honest point for everything I have come to say today. The recurring contestations we witness over allowances, over procurement, over eligibility, over audit non-compliance, over grant percentages are not isolated difficulties. They are systems of a structural deficit. These systems crystallize for me and have led myself and the DACF to propose to put on the table 4 fault lines that are clearly in need of being addressed. The first is fiscal dependence. Our assemblies remain overwhelmingly dependent on central transfers. When a pool as large as our DPAT application, 834 million, dwarfs what most assemblies generate on their own, we create a perverse incentive. Local governments learn to optimize for compliance without our assessment criteria. With our assessment criteria, rather than for genuine governance improvement of the communities they serve. The second is our audit accountability gap. This year, the technical working group recommended rightly that the DPAT fund be withheld from every local government carrying unresolved audit infractions under the 2024 Auditor General's report. I do not raise this to embarrass in the Assembly. I raise it because the very fact that such a recommendation was necessary.
So that's the administrator for the District Assembly Common Fund, Michael Harry Yamsing. Are you ready to review your fortune? Review scratch for when is here. Just dial star 850 star 5 on all networks. Choose class 91.3 FM to play the game. Select stake amount between 5 cities and 2,000 cities, and choose your lucky card out of 5 options. Confirm gameplay and enter your Momo pin. Receive your game results and win it instantly. It is easy, fun, and exciting. Get ready to scratch, win, and live your best life with Review Scratch for Win up to 1 million Ghana cedis. For grabs, Review Scratch for Win is Scratch Keke Nedisika Sebam. It's strictly for persons 18 years and above, and powered by Super Cash Games. A reputable company is looking for a security guard. These are the requirements: minimum of senior high school certificates or equivalent. Previous experience in a similar role is an added advantage. Honest, the person must be honest, disciplined, alert, and physically fit with good communication and interpersonal skills. Applicants must reside around Laboni, Cantonment, Osu, or nearby communities. And this is how to apply. Interested persons should send their CVs to this WhatsApp number and call 053-446-7842. 053-446-7842. Only shortlisted applicants will be contacted. Well, at work and the day is dragging, that's how you feel. In lectures and your brain has signed out. On the move and traffic is doing its own thing, or you're just waiting for the next meal to save you. Whatever the snack moments, Minimi Achomo is the answer. Crunchy, tasty Ghana Achomo you can enjoy anytime your day needs resets. Minimi Achomo, taste the fun. Grab yours now. This advert is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Let me do some few messages, and then this one says that okay, I'm not getting this message. Well, okay. Hi KOJ. So who at all in public office won't touch a public person corrupt way? We Ghanaians who voted for an NDC to power are happy with way and speed our court system wants to deal with people who loot from our public purse, and if MPP comes to power, they should do same to NDC guys too. Both parties should fight and deal with other. We don't care how they do it. Francis in Accra shares that message with us. Angelo Kojo Fiagbe says, but seriously, some MPP members, especially Atatia and co thought Ghanaians, don't have and they are the only knowledgeable humans in Ghana. This is the first time the judiciary is going for their sabbatical leave. This is not even a sabbatical leave. It's just a legal break, just some few months, just a month. So I guess 1 to September 30, so just like a month. Kwame, Chief Justice directives to the Supreme Court judge on the former Signal Bureau, another sitting on a legal case, who will serve the country's judicial system on the path of accountability and eradicate Attorney General Attorney General must not agree to grant the Ashanti Regional Chairman, hopeful Bernard Chubusako, popular, permission to free him without serving his sentence. If Okomla shared that message with us, the Municipal Chief Executive and Municipal Police Command must adequately control or intensify police patrols so that residents can have safe relief and do their normal businesses. Okay, so that's what he also shares with us. Spike in Ho says, "Good evening, Class FM." Okay, thank you for this one. Will be directed to the appropriate quarters. That's how we wrap up 505 this evening on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, across the country, and across the world on classfmonline.com. My name is Kwame Okyere Jnr. Always a pleasure serving you 505. I leave you in the hands of Mr. Mauto, who will drive you home safely. Good night.